Oh, my God. You found chicken feet in Chinatown, right?
Yes. Actually, not in Chinatown. It's in New Jersey, an Asian market in New Jersey. It's a very funny thing. About, I believe, maybe 86 days ago, because I listen to you all the time, Dr. Savage. And
I don't blame you. What else is there to listen to in the American media? It's very slim pickings out there, Mike.
That's right. But you know what? 86 days ago, when I was listening, I believe it was you were talking about the hyaluronic acid.
That's right. Let's tell the people what that was. I was saying, what was for the eye problem that I had, I was researching, and I saw one obscure reference to the fact that the vitreous humor of the eye can be restored with hyaluronic acid, HA. And it's very difficult to find, but it's found in certain foods, if I remember correctly. One of them was chicken feet, which I used to eat when I was a kid. My mother would make chicken soup, and it came with feet. You cannot buy chicken feet anymore. You go to a butcher, they don't have them. They have chicken legs, but no chicken feet. They sell them to soup manufacturers, and the Chinese are wise. They won't buy a chicken unless they get the feet as well.
Right. Well, that day you were discussing it, Dr. Savage, believe it or not, like a half hour later, I was on my way to that particular Asian market, and I looked down, and I see a bucket full of chicken feet. I said, I have to somehow get these chicken feet to Dr. Savage. I don't know if I have to put
let's stop right there. I don't accept listen to food, listen to wine, listen to cake. Dear Dr. Savage, this comes to you from your friends from Castro Street. We made a special cake just for you. We hope you enjoy it. No, thank you. But, Mike, do you eat the chicken feet at all? Have you made anything out of them?
Dr. Savage, I eat everything. I try everything.
How do you make your chicken feet? What do you do? You're frying them or boiling them or soup? What are you doing?
I actually never really had them yet, but...
Oh, all right. So you got them in a bucket waiting for me. Terrific. What a call. You're good. Very good. Don't send them. I will not get them. I learned that in the beginning of radio. You never accept listener food. Dear Mike, this wine is just for you. We made it in our own winery. Love, Bob and Harold. We send that back. 1-800-449-8255. So here we are. Next case. I have the gavel here. Where's the gavel I was playing with it today? A gavel and a slammer. So the Chinese are smart with the chicken feet. They eat the whole bird the way the immigrants did in my day. You go, who ever heard of a chicken without feet? I'm going to give you an example. It's just it's summertime. I remember to this day going to a live poultry slaughterhouse in the Catskill Mountains when I was a kid. It stank to high heaven in there. Today, you don't even smell a chicken. It was called foul for a reason. They stank. Poor things. They'd run around. The Jewish butcher would grab. The woman would pick out the chicken that was the most feisty, and she'd want that one have its neck cut off, the head cut off, and the butcher would give it a grab and twist it, and then with a knife, a cut in the head, and as a kid, you're shocked. The bird ran without a head. You ever hear the phrase, he ran like a chicken without a head? And it would run and blood would spurt. The next thing you know, some old woman with a dirty smock with, no brassiere, I'm sorry, it was horrible. And she would be plucking, and feathers were flying, and there was dirt in there. It was unbelievable. That was America when you could still get a chicken leg. I'll be right back. Imagine discovering an opportunity that can completely rebuild your retirement fund by 40% over the next 2 years. Does it sound too good to be true? It's not if you take action today. Call my good friends, and I mean good friends, at Swiss America. Gold IRAs have averaged 20% per year growth since 2001. It's just common sense to roll over dead paper assets into gold, the best performing asset of the century. Then you can relax no matter what happens on Wall Street. Call now for a complete Gold 101 DVD and my free CD.
Call toll-free 888-867-8965. That's 888-867-8965.
For nearly a decade, I've told you to trust gold coins and Swiss America. Today, it's more urgent than ever. Get my CD, DVD, and new special report.
Call toll-free 888-867-8965. That's 888-867-8965.
Learn before you earn. Don't just imagine rebuilding your wealth. Do it now.
Call 888-867-8965 today.
No one else can say it that clear and that precise. And he has passion, of course.
The Savage Nation. Weekday afternoons 3 to 7. Talk 910. KNEW.
Somewhere beyond the sea. Well, I'm so social observer. That's what you do as a commentator. So it could be politics, food, wine, medicine. I give you my opinion. You may hate it. You may love it. You may whatever. I'm going to give you an example. I told you the singers today are all whiny chick songs wherever you go in supermarkets. To me, it's like, it bends my mind. It's so bad. The like whiny in like Macy's. I can't even buy underwear anymore. I dread it. I can't wait to get out of there. But you look at the literature. So take Robert Frost from my day. Robert Frost, I'll read you the opening line. We had to read this in college. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that sends the frozen groundswell under it and spills the upper boulders in the sun. Okay, Mending Wall by Robert Frost. But it ends with good fences make good neighbors. Why is Robert Frost not taught anymore? Why? Because he taught about something there is that doesn't love a wall and good fences make good neighbors. Meaning, he was in favor of stone fences on Vermont farms to clearly demark your land from your neighbor's land. He was not a communist. He was an American original. So now you have the thought police, the Marxists in the academics who said, well, we can't run Robert Frost because he's liable to teach the children about property. Good fences make good neighbors. That's no good because we need an open border with Mexico in order to get more drugs in, etc. In order to make sure that there's a war on our soil, we should have no fences, no borders. You hear that? Everything the liberals have taught has blown up in our faces. Everything from ultra-tolerance, I can go down the list. Everything has resulted in disaster. Then you go back to ancient China, Sun Tzu, The Art of War. By Sun Tzu's principles, we've lost already. China won. Subjugating the enemy's army without fighting is the true pinnacle of excellence, wrote Sun Tzu. Okay, I'll read it again. Subjugating the enemy's army without fighting is the true pinnacle of excellence. So, we send the most powerful navy on earth to the South China Sea, rather to the Sea of Japan, when Hillary Clinton's soulmate, Kim Jong-il, is launching rockets with pre-nuclear rockets into the sea, threatening us. And we have ships that could subdue him, could have blown up his launching pads without triggering a war. He would have stopped a year and a half ago under Bush. Bush did nothing. The Navy is impotent. They may as well take the propellers off the navies and plant the ships and turn them into birthing clinics for as good as they're doing us. So why are our ships, which cost trillions of dollars, the Navy, to run, to build, the genius that went into it, the genius it takes to organize and run the U.S. Navy, is not being used? Why? Go back to Sun Tzu, The Art of War, which is subjugating the enemy's army without fighting is the true pinnacle of excellence. So we lost. China has subjugated our army without fighting. They outsmarted us with a little help from our friends in Washington. They understood that Karl Marx was right when he wrote that when the last capitalist is hung, we will hang him with the rope that he sold us, or the rope that he manufactured, excuse me. Karl Marx. When the last capitalist is hung, we will hang him with the rope he manufactured. Okay, so the Chinese communists understand that. So they went to the greedy businessmen, starting a long time ago, but exemplified under Bill Clinton, when a little guy from the Bronx, whose name I still remember, I'm sure you do, started with a parking meter company in the Bronx, built it into Loral Space and Technology. He wanted a cheap launch of his satellites. So he took missile technology that was developed for the military. He finagled his way into the Democrat Party. He was the biggest contributor to the DNC. He got the methodology, and he used that technology to launch rockets, to launch his satellites. Loral Space and Technology. Started with parking meters, worked his way into the Democrat machine. I think you know whose name. Anyone who knows this guy's name wins a free prize today. Anyone can call and give me the name. And you're going to get to it, because I remember these things. Here's a man, in my opinion, made Bernie Madoff look like a saint for what he did to this country. So now, to top it all off, when he gets the technology to launch the satellites, he says it will never be shared with the Chinese military. We wake up the next day, the Chinese military is using the rocket technology. You see, because before that, their rockets were crashing on the pads. The Chinese couldn't launch a rocket very successfully. But good old Bernie taught them with American military technology how to launch a rocket, after which they stopped launching just, harmless satellites. They were able to launch deadly missiles that could kill us with nuclear weapons. all because of capitalist greed. You understand how this works? When the last capitalist is hung, we will hang him with the rope he manufactured. So it doesn't have to be rope. It doesn't have to be taken literally. It can mean with when the last American city is knocked off the planet, it will be with a rocket that they manufactured for us, whatever you want to say it. When the last American car is manufactured in America, it will be because the factories that we have were given to us by greedy congressmen and greedy senators. I can go down the list. So you say, well, what can you do about it? Right now, all I can do is talk about it. It's illegal in England to speak your mind, as you well know. Soon it's going to be illegal here. So I'm enjoying the last days of America. I hope you enjoy them with me. I'm having a wonderful time enjoying the last days of freedom in America. I'm having a wonderful time. So if you want to join me in the last days of freedom in America, call me at 1-800-449-8255. Here are some of the stories on the website. Obama's Sturgeon General